All right, we are live. It's alive. All righty, is the frequency in use? I don't hear nothing. Well, very good. My name is Paul, K4PEW, Net Control for the Mount Juliet Simplex Radio Net. Is there any emergency or priority traffic? Nothing heard. If there's emergency traffic or you need to get help, we'll be happy to help. Just jump in there. For information on the net, see us on our website at 146415.net. You can also look for us on YouTube right now, or anytime for that matter, under my call sign. You just do a search in the search block with my call, Kilo 4 Papa Echo Whiskey, or you can use the channel name, which is Brain Trusts. It's one word, BRAINTRUSTS. Also, you can see us on Yahoo groups and join the group, join the email list. We have about 78 or 79 folks on there on the Simplex email list, and that's under Yahoo groups, and it's MJ_SS, MJ_SS, or you can send me an email at K4PEW@ARRL.net. It's my call at ARRL.net. We normally meet at 8 p.m. every Wednesday and Saturday evening. We conduct a net on 146.415, just in the event. That's 146.415, excuse me. Megahertz FM Simplex, as always. The purpose of the net is to have fun and to meet other like-minded hams. Talk about, just talk about Simplex Radio and anything else we can get our hands on, but it's centered on Simplex Radio. We invite everyone to use the net to announce amateur radio events, activities, resources, and training in support of the local community and the ham community as well. It's a directed net, and all traffic should be coordinated by Net Control. Is there any announcements besides the one I normally do? All righty. The big announcements are, let me get to that page here on my screen if I have it. I think I lost it. Now, hold on. Here we go. We have the several nets coming up. Of course, we got Field Day coming up. That's June the 22nd, but that's a couple of months away. We have the Clarksville Tailgate Party, and that's on the 18th, May 18th. That's at Kilo Foxtrot 4 Lima.org. And also we have the Knoxville Ham Fest, which is June the 15th. And of course, you can look that up yourself, but it's whiskey for bravo.org. And then Cedars of Lebanon is on, well, that's not until August. That's a ways away, but it's on August 24th. And July 27th is the Ham Quest, the Greater Nashville and Middle Tennessee Ham Quest. And that's on the 27th. Of course, that's over at the fairgrounds, and you can look that up. You can just do a search on Ham Quest or Lebanon Ham Fest or Middle Tennessee Ham Fest or Ham Quest. You'll get there. Otherwise, if you need the information, tell me, and that's about all I got here. And also, we got the nets coming up, which is Tuesday night is the Wilson Emergency Management Agency Emergency Preparedness Net on the one. Well, it's on their repeaters, and I send out a notice on I believe it's the 835 repeater out of Watertown is the one they're starting to use now. But I'll send out a notice to people on the email list. And then, of course, the following Wednesday, we have another net. And then the following Thursday, which is almost a week away, we have another, the Wilson County Amateur Radio Club has a Aries net at 8 p.m. on 147.105, a plus offset in a 156.tone, and most of you know. Is any questions or corrections or revision to that information? All right, the other announcements are we had a good breakfast this morning. We actually have I'll call it a semi-private room over there at Courtney's on North Mount Juliet Road up towards Lebanon Road. And it was good. It was 8 of us. Good discussion. Good time was had by all, I think. And everybody enjoyed the food and the fact that we had kind of a private room, which is cool. So don't miss the next one, which is coming up on the 11th. which is the second. Now we have them on the second and the fourth Saturdays of every month. And of course, the next one will be on Saturday, May 11th, 8 a.m. at Courtney's in Mount Juliet. Of course, I sent out a reminder on that. Does anybody have any other announcements or corrections to the announcements? Nothing heard. And of course, we also have tonight, we have the regular net, which is on 2 meters, which is going to be followed by the buy, sell, swap, and swindle net, which immediately follows the 2 meter net. And then immediately following that is our upper sideband net on 2 meters on 144.240. So be prepared if you can. If you can listen and can't transmit, I don't know. But anyway, everybody who's got 2 meter sideband can work that net. We'll get started then. Tonight we start. By the way, tonight is the 479th Simplex Net we've been having here since number 1, which was a little over 4.5 months ago. But it's 479, which is a lot. It's hard to believe how many that is, but it is. And we're starting from the south tonight. So starting from the south, what do we got south of I-40? Please come in.
KN4 MPV.
Hey, Terry. How are you doing tonight?
Doing okay, Paul. I heard your breakfast went good today. It's a new place over there on your mail there.
Yeah, it went fine. It went fine. It was good. It was, it was new to us. I haven't been in there in probably 4 or 5 years, but it's a decent place. They got a good buffet, or you can order off the menu. So it's, it's just a nice place to have a private, semi-private meeting room.
Okay, sounds good. I look forward to the next one. That's one I usually make it to and check out the new place there.
Sounds good. You're sounding good from Murfreesboro.
Well, thank you. Doing the same here, and I'll let you get on with it there. And send me through to everybody, and everybody went to breakfast. Hope everybody enjoyed it. I look forward to being at the next one. And everybody have a good rest of the weekend. Enjoy the nice weather. Back to you there, Paul.
Yeah, very good. That was Terry, Kilo November 4, Mike Papa Victor. Did I get that right, didn't I? Kilo November?
Yeah, that's right, Paul.
I don't know why I thought it was wrong. You sounded wrong. Got all messed up from having a big breakfast this morning. Well, very good. Anyway, that's Terry, and he's Murfreesboro, and it is Kilo November 4, Mike Papa Victor. Good signal out of Murfreesboro. Who else saw the 40?
Kilo 4, Oscar, Foxtrot, Oscar.
Well, it was good to see you this morning, Donnie.
Thank you. Enjoyed it, as usual. And good food, good location. So I think everybody will enjoy it when they get a chance to make it. I don't have anything else further for the net. I appreciate what you do. Thank you very much.
All right, very good. Appreciate showing up. Well, it's like that old story is, while you could say I started the net, but I can't do it myself. Everybody else has to be involved. So it's really kind of a joint affair. So it's everybody collectively does a great job. And yeah, I hope we were just a test. The test breakfast this morning was at Courtney's, and I think they passed the test. Pretty laid back, and we didn't, because we're a private room, so to speak. We didn't bother anybody else that I know of. And after the police broke up the fight, there was no big deal. All right, that was Donnie, Kilo 4, Oscar, Foxtrot, Oscar. Of course, I was joking about the fight. Donnie is south of me about 6 miles, and actually in Hermitage, just east of Mount Juliet Road. Who else saw the 40?
Kilo Mike 4, Victor Alpha.
Hey, I was glad to have you there this morning. You hadn't been around for a little while.
Yeah, it was nice to be there too. I like Courtney's. It's a pretty nice place, and the fight wasn't too bad, so I had a good time.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought your cane. That was a good standoff whip.
I can't walk without it.
That's right. Can't defend yourself without it either.
That's true.
I can't imagine a fight breaking out at a ham breakfast, but I guess it could.
Fight over upper or lower sideband.
Yeah, I don't know. I've heard of fights on the air, on frequencies, or interference, or just somebody being a pain. But anyway, good to have you in there, Dan. That was Dan, Kilo Mike 4, Victor Alpha. He is over by Providence, just south of 40. Good to have you in there, Dan. It was good to see you this morning. Who else we got south of 40?
KB9RKK Mobile.
Hey, Frank, you were down in Miami.
Yep. When I that first saw down, I'm just in Antioch, not too far from Laverne, on Beach
Yeah, very good. Now you were. I lived down there for about a year in Miami, and of course I had been there many times on just business because I lived in Florida. And Miami's kind of a neat place. It's so different than other places in the country for the obvious reasons.
Yeah, it was different, but where did we go? Versailles. Went to the Cuban restaurant. I've been there a couple times. I was there for work, obviously, but yeah, I don't know. It's just a little warm. A little warm.
Yeah, it's not bad. Versailles is a nice restaurant. There's a lot of nice. One of the neat things about Miami is there are every imaginable kind of Spanish or Mexican restaurant. There's Brazilian, there's Venezuelan, there's Puerto Rican, there's Mexican, there's I'm not even sure what else. Chilean, there's you name it, they got the restaurants down there.
Oh man, I just can't believe how low cost it is for the quality. I mean, I couldn't believe it. As famous as it is, every time I go there, I forget. And then the bakeries next door were like, expecting $100 bill. It was like $25. Like, what?
Yeah, no. One of the interesting things about the Spanish culture, and I lived in Tampa and Miami for that 30 something years, is that they love desserts, they love fresh bread and pastries, and they love mass quantities of food for relatively inexpensive prices.
Yep. I know it was very good, very good. But yeah, I missed the Courtney's thing, and I wasn't understanding what was going on. But I guess the other place got closed down.
Yeah, I think it was because of us.
Nah. At first, I was like, "Oh no, what do we do?" Now it's some kind of court battle.
Now I have no idea what the reason was. No clue at all. Yeah, they were fine. They were fine, but we got to move on. We got to deal with the issue. No, I liked it, but this will be fine. We have a nice little room. It'll support in the low 20s without being too packed in there. We'll probably get 24, 25 people in that small room.
Well, yeah, look forward. I don't think I'll be able to make the next one because we got a graduation, but I look forward to going. That's actually closer to my house now, even closer. So good idea. RKK, back to that.
Yeah, real good. You finally finished that GED for the graduation, did you?
Oh yeah, don't tell me, but I'm on here. No, no. A friend of the family's daughters graduated high school.
Cool. Yeah. Everybody thinks it's a big deal, but when you look back, it's not that big a deal.
Yeah, I didn't. I graduated, but I didn't actually graduate on stage. I decided to forego the ceremonies and just pick up my diploma. All of my friends graduated the year after me. I was like the oddball that was 3 days, over the limit, across the line, and I got into the class ahead.
Oh, wow. That's funny. You're just a little slightly different date criteria. That's funny. Your mother could have held you back. Of course, that wouldn't have done you any good.
Well, I was actually, a month early, so I guess I was in a hurry to get over here.
All right, very good. That's Frank. He's mobile near Laverne, and that's Kilo Bravo 9, Romeo Kilo Kilo. Of course, Frank, thanks. Good to have you back. Good to have you there, and sorry I missed the breakfast, but, well, the next one is the 11th, and then, of course, the next one is 2 weeks after that, which makes it a 20, what does that make it, 14, 25th, 11 and 14, yeah, the 25th. All right, very good, Frank. Glad you're out there mobile. Who else is out of the 40?
Katie, 4ZUI.
Oh, man, you checked in early, Ed.
Well, yeah, every once in a while I get to think I snuck in here on time.
No, that's great. How are you doing down there?
I'm doing well, We had a beautiful day down here. Got to go to the air show. There's a real good air show in Shelbyville today at the municipal airport. I took care of a couple of grandkids with me, and my wife and I, we just had a wonderful time with the kids.
Was it a military air show of some type?
No, it was just a fly-in, EAA fly-in with breakfast, and had several different kinds of airplanes, old, new, just like whatever. But it was enjoyable. A few helicopters as well.
Oh, wow, that sounded like fun, actually. Was there any the trick? What do you call it? I forget what they call it. The aerobatic flyers?
No. We were down to Pensacola, Florida, and seen the Blue Angels last fall. I enjoyed that. They was doing some just learning the we wasn't hardly that big of a show.
Well, I used to like. Well, I can't say I don't like air shows, but what I liked about the air shows of the past with the Navy, not anymore, because now they use like I forget what they call the trainers they use. They're relatively light jets. The ones they used to use, if you remember, were the F4 Phantoms, and those things were like, like I don't know what you call them, like drag racers compared to the ones they got now.
Oh yeah, the one down there at Pensacola, Florida. Oh, they were very exciting. To keep you on your toes the whole time. You didn't know which way they were coming for sure. But anyway, we enjoyed it there, and just want to share that with you for what it's worth there. Good evening to you, and I'll turn it back to you, Katie, for ZQI.
Yeah, very good. That's Ed in Shake Rag, Kilo Delta 4 Zulu Golf Yankee. Good to have you in there, Ed. Make the trip real well up there from, on the air, I mean the RF. You'll have to make a breakfast up at our new location soon. That was Kilo Delta 4 Zulu Golf Yankee near Shelbyville in Shake Rag. Who else saw the 40?
Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor.
Hey, Larry. You doing well?
Doing good, Paul. Hope to make the next breakfast.
Oh, yeah. No, it's the second breakfast of the month doesn't get the same. It hasn't gotten the same crowds. I think last time we might have had, I forget what we had now. I have to look in my notes, but had a fairly big crowd. But yeah, new location. I think they were making sure everybody survived the food before they show up at the next one.
Well, we only get out of work release on certain Saturdays,
I know. I gotta, yeah. No, it is true. Family comes first, of course. Want to make the happy wife, happy life. You know the rule.
I got you. Take it easy, man. We'll catch you later. KU4SYV.
Yeah, very good, Larry. That's Larry. He's in Rockvale. Kilo Echo 4 Sierra Yankee Victor. Anybody else saw the 40?
K4IDC.
Oh, we missed you this morning, Rob.
Thank you. Had other things to do.
Ham's got nothing to do unless you're putting up an antenna.
I wasn't doing that. I was in the brief strap 500.
Oh yeah, I did that a couple of days ago. Hey, I was going to. Well, now that I got you on the air, I'll comment on it. I was just wondering. I ran across somebody had a message, something about a J pole, and I don't know what I was referring to. So I decided to look it up again, and I figured I'd go right to one of the big manufacturers of J poles, which is Arrow. Right? You know which one I'm talking about? The Arrow. I think it's aluminum or stainless J pole.
Yeah.
Yeah, in their specs, in their product listing, in their advertising, they never show the gain.
Yeah, of course not.
But doesn't that sound silly, though? That you think, they presume everybody knows it's not good?
They know it's inexpensive. Hams are cheap, first and foremost.
Yeah, I know. Well, again, if as we've talked about, if your goal is to just talk, within a couple of miles of your house and talking to repeaters, that's great. But other than that, might as well buy a good antenna.
I agree.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, you agree with your roll-up J-pole and a piece of PVC pipe.
I'm using the X500. Thanks so much.
Oh, I know now. Now, that's not what you had before.
No, I still have my thong wet noodle in here.
No. Again, it's we just changed what do they call it? We changed I don't know what you call it, the view. We changed the view in the local ham radio, so you wanted to talk to more people or hear more people farther away.
That's right. So it's all good now. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing dandy. It's been a couple of long days and nights with issues here, but nothing super. Just stuff that ties me up in knots about sleep and time and somebody needing my attention. I feel like I have children again. Except worse.
Well, it may not be too much longer.
Oh no! I'm not going to push it along, but I know that, and it's one of those things. It's like the rest of humanity. We all know we're going to die, and most of us go, "Well, it's a ways down the road." Well, this one's not as far down the road,
Yeah, the fact we tend to overlook is no man's promise tomorrow.
No question about it. In fact, ironically, I just looked up I saw a guy on another email list that I'm involved with from my Navy shipmate list. And I said, man, I haven't heard from him in a while. And I couldn't remember how long, but I just hadn't heard from him on our group messages. And he used to be a fairly active, he'd put in nice, fun, interesting things, supportive. And I hadn't heard from him. So I looked him up. And I said, no, I had not heard from him in a while. So I just did a search on the web. Darn if his obituary didn't come up. He died the 21st of this month. I couldn't have nailed it worse, you know. Yeah, he was 79. So, and I always thought he was in good health. So I'm not sure exactly what happened to him because he never mentioned he was sick. In fact, he was a major. He was a retired major in the Air Force, retired as a major, and he was I think it's called a nurse anesthetist. In other words, he was an officer nurse because he had started out as a corpsman in the Navy and he went to the Air Force and got commissioned and all that stuff. But anyway, so he was really on top of health issues, talking to us about supporting those issues, and then he never mentioned he was sick.
Was he aware of it?
I don't know. He never said. He never said a word. I'll have to talk to his family if I can. But anyway, he's. I was suggesting to myself that maybe it was a stroke, in December because that's the last we heard from him, and then he couldn't communicate since then, and he died now. So I really don't know.
Well, sorry to hear that. It happened. One of my former coworkers from TNN passed on a couple of weeks ago. Not terribly surprised by it. He's had some health issues ongoing for quite a long time, but he is missed, among others.
Oh yeah, no, it's one of those things. It's one per customer. We just don't know when we're going to get delivered.
And the taxes.
Oh, you don't have to pay taxes because you can die in jail. All right, very good, Robin. Good to have you in there. That's Kilo 4 India Delta Charlie. Another one about 6 miles south of me, just west of Mount Juliet Road near Percy Priest. Who else saw the 40?
KN4 CCQ.
Hello, Preston. Did you have a good afternoon? Today and yesterday were perfect. I think it was yesterday, yeah, because it was breezy and sunny and just slightly cool. And I'm sure it was the same down there.
Yeah, it's pretty great here. I was in Smithville, around DeKalb County all day today. Had a good time. Good time on the water trying to hunt the fish up. Caught a few and lost a few. So, good day for me.
What kind of fish were you catching?
Just whatever we're fighting. Man, I caught a variety. I caught a couple of little perch. I caught some largemouth. Caught some, I think I even caught a smallmouth almost. That's one of those that got away. But, yeah, well, it was fun though.
No, I've not done any fishing down here. Are there bluegills down here too in the lakes?
Oh yeah, there's a wide variety of aquatic critters.
Yeah, well, I kind of wish I had the time and the inclination at the moment to do that because I love to go fishing.
Yeah, I do too. Have a good time at it. But good evening to you there, Paul. Good evening, everybody out there. They said it to you. Let's get back to it, sir. KN4 CCQ.
Yeah, very good. That's Preston, Kilo November 4, Charlie, Quebec, and he is over in Possum Trot. Yeah, we used to go to great extremes in Florida to find ponds and drag a boat in there, a rowboat, and go fish. Even if we didn't catch anything, we cared, but it really didn't matter if you spend 4 or 5 hours out on the water attempting to catch something. It was as much fun. Anyway, let's move on. Who else saw the 40? All right, over to the east of Mount Juliet. Please come on.
Kilo India 4, Sierra India Bravo.
All right, you lost your manners and didn't let James go first. Richard.
Food.
That's all right. How you doing, Richard? Good to see you this morning.
Good to be seen. I'm doing fine, and thank you for all you do. I kind of enjoyed this morning, and we can do that again here going on.
Kind of. You got criticism? We're going to have to send in a critique and a rating.
Oh, I think it'll be just fine. I'm like you. I kind of like it in a separate room.
Yeah, we bother less people that way.
This is true, and they're less apt to run us off in the process.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was all good. We'll see what happens when you get a bigger crowd in there. Of course, really, like I said, is it normally that, I don't want to say it's slow, but there weren't a lot of people there for breakfast.
Well, I think that's almost one of Mount Juliet's best kept secrets because I didn't even know they did breakfast, to be honest with you.
And we were saying the same thing about barbecues.
True.
So it may be closing up soon.
Oh, and if you would mention that Rick I'm hoping he's home by now, but that he has had a problem.
Oh yeah, you mean Michael over there at KM4YRF?
Yeah, Rick's brother. I don't know why I said Rick. Mike.
Yeah, no, I didn't hear Rick either, so I presume he's hanging out there in some way with his brother. But yeah, I forgot to mention that. Actually, I'm glad you brought that up, Richard. The Michael KM4YRF, he had some form of I don't want to say heart attack because I don't know what to call it, but he went to the hospital and apparently had a stent installed, and apparently he was coming home today or tonight or very shortly. It was just kind of a 1 day or 2 day thing. I don't know because they've got that stuff down to a science. But for those of you so inclined, thoughts and prayers for Michael as he recuperates from the stent, which I don't know if you know what they do on that. They actually go in through a leg artery or vein. I think it's a vein. They go in through a vein and they slide it all the way up into your heart. Doesn't sound like fun. And they do their thing using a camera and 2 Bofanes. But anyway, be thinking about him. Thank you, Richard. Anything else for the net?
Oh, that covered. Thank you for what you do, and I enjoyed it. Thank you. Talk to you when I can, KI4S. I'll be back to net.
Yeah, that was Richard, Kilo India 4, Sierra India Bravo. He's in Lebanon. We had a good time at the breakfast this morning. Who else? East of Mount Juliet, excuse me.
KN4LXH.
Hey, Jimmy, how you doing?
I'm doing okay, I guess.
You guess? You're not sure so late in the day?
It's trying to put up an antenna yesterday and today, and didn't work out too good.
Yeah, well, as long as it doesn't involve, when you say it doesn't work out too good, it's like getting hurt. That's one of the things I don't want to hear.
No, I didn't get hurt, but I got hurt in the pocketbook. But it's basically a wire antenna, 5-bander, and cost upwards of $150 and it's one of these things where the wires are all separated by spacers, and so forth like that. And I realized when trying to pull it up into the top of this pine tree that everything was getting screwed up and the spacers were snagging on limbs and so forth like that. So I pulled it back down and rolled it up.
So you're not going to use it, or are you just going to try to change things?
I don't know how. I don't know how. Well, this antenna would probably work just fine if you had a clear point to mount it on, or you didn't have to contend with branches in a tree or anything like that. So if I had that, there would have been no problem, I don't think. But I don't have that, so I had to go back to my fallback, which was my old Alpha Delta 4080 antenna.
Now the Alpha Delta that's a shortened antenna. The Alpha Delta.
Yeah, it's got a coil on each leg of the dipole.
How did you like that antenna?
Well, it's a great antenna. I just wanted something that would cover 80 through 10, but I don't think that's going to work out.
I was just looking at that shorty. I don't know if they call it a shorty, but it's a 160 through 10 that's made by Alpha Delta. I think it's 100 feet long.
Well, I don't know if it's one wire with traps on it. That would probably work okay for me. But these multi-band antennas which use separate wires and with spacers and all that, with this pine tree, it's not going to work.
Yeah, I guess. The one, look it up. I don't remember the number on it, but if you look on Alpha Delta's their page, it shows or gigaparts. It's a 160, they tell me, and it seems to have good reviews. 160 through 10, and it's a single wire with traps, or not with traps, but with coils.
Yeah. Well, I will. I'll take a look at that. I've never been on a 160. I did listen down there a couple of times, but every time I did, the noise level was like F9 or something.
Yeah, I haven't been on there in a while, but I could, and I'm just not that efficient on 160 with the antenna I have. Well, good, Jimmy. Well, it's good to see you're still striving for better, like we all normally we are if we have the money and the time and the inclination, and the wife lets us. Anyway, that's Jimmy, Kilo November 4 Lima X-Ray Hotel. He's right here in Mount Juliet, up by the north of the high school. Good to have you in there, Jimmy. Hope it. Well, take a look at that antenna. Let me know. Let me know how you like it. If it works out for you. Who else? East of Mount Juliet.
Okay, over easy.
Hey, Earl, how are you doing?
Doing pretty well. Just plugging away at whatever needs to be plugging away at over here. Hope everything is copacetic on your end and everyone else out there on the net.
Well, I'm still alert and taking solid food and in relatively good health, so that's all that matters.
There you go. That's the main thing. All right, man. Doing a fine job. 7-3 everyone out there and have a mighty fine good weekend. K4DZ clear.
Yeah, very good. That was Earl, Kilo Echo 4 Delta Echo Zulu. He's over there east of Cedars of Lebanon in what I think is considered Noreen. Good signal tonight, by the way. You must be using the better antenna. Uh, who else we got east of Juliet? Heard somebody. Anybody else? Well, maybe it's just somebody's breaking the squelch, but I don't know if anybody's there. Anybody copying anything?
Delta 4 Bravo with Charlie.
Ah, Jeff. How are you doing tonight, Jeff? Yeah, you were having a little trouble there staying up on the line there.
I'm doing good. I'm at the on the base now.
There we go. I just want to get your call in there right before I forget what it was. Yeah, you went, what were you on the handhelds, then you went to the base?
Yes, sir.
Oh, you're doing fine now.
Great. I'm sorry I missed breakfast. I had company for the week, so I was, busy.
I had a ham years ago. I went to visit his family. He was much older than I was. Oh my gosh, he had me by 25, 30 years. And he since passed away, but I went to visit him and his wife up in near Washington, D.C. his wife apologized. She says, well, he's got a ham fest to go to. Sorry.
That's funny.
Yeah, he wasn't staying home to see me. Anyway, yeah, good to have you in there, Jeff. I hope you enjoyed your company anyway.
Oh, yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, sometimes company is fun. I have some relatives that visited and I wish they wouldn't.
Yeah, I know about them.
Very good. All right, very good, Jeff. Anything else for the net tonight? You doing all right?
Doing okay. Nothing else for the net.
All righty, very good. That was Jeff. Whiskey Delta for Bravo Whiskey Charlie. I did get that correct, didn't I?
100% copy.
Yeah, okay, very good. Because there was a break in there between when you were on the handheld and I didn't catch the first part and I was going by memory and I was pretty sure it was Whiskey Delta. Anyway, it's Jeff. He's in Lebanon. Whiskey Delta 4 Bravo Whiskey Charlie. Who else? East of Juliet. All right, up to the north of Mount Juliet. Please come in. Somebody's trying to break squelch up there.
W4DBV.
Hey, how are you doing? So good to see you this morning, Brian.
Thank you. I enjoyed it myself. Right now, I'm listening to you online with about a 10-second delay, so it's kind of interesting hearing you twice. Anyway, I had a great time and got home, did a little radio work. You probably noticed from the email I sent you, et cetera, et cetera. Sent a note to Wes, and he's tied up with, I guess, the prom, et cetera, et cetera. So heaven help us. Anyway, I hope they don't do or try to do all the stuff that we did, W4DBV.
No, they probably do worse things. My prom was kind of neat. One of my friends, his father, his family owned a fairly prominent funeral home in town. And so he got to borrow the limo, the stretch limo. And so me and, three couples, him and his girlfriend and this other guy and a girlfriend and me and my girlfriend all went to the prom in a stretch limo, the only one out of about 250 people.
Hey, that's a good one, especially considering what I know about funeral homes up there.
Well, it was Lane's funeral home. You probably remember it.
The name is familiar. I'm just trying to place. Where was it located? What street?
Practically right across from the entrance to Cayuga Island.
Yes, I do know it. That would be right across from my dad's office.
Oh, wow, that's neat. Yeah, that's. I went to school with both of two of the boys in that family, and anyway, it was kind of neat to go. Not that we cared, because once the prom was over. We dropped the girlfriends off and we went bowling.
Yeah, I got you. I got you. I actually went to a prom. A friend took her to her prom, even though I didn't even live in the country at the time. And so we were out all night, et cetera, and still have a photo somewhere buried in there.
I have one photo, and it's embarrassing looking because I look like I was 14 years old.
I was older than that, but it was nice. I don't regret it, that's for sure. But it's kind of like, one life is not enough to get everything done, if you know what I mean.
Oh yeah, I got a long list that I know I'm not going to do. All right, very good, Brian. That's Brian, Whiskey 4 Delta Bravo Victor, and it's got a great signal tonight, Brian. You sound good. The conditions must be excellent from Northwest Wilson.
I can't explain it. You're the usual F6, F7 on the meter, and I haven't been up in the attic to check anything, so maybe one of my parasitic elements fell down and actually improved things. Who knows? A W4 at DBV.
Well, you can see you're bouncing off of S6 there, so you're doing real great to me. Maybe the recent rain washed off my antenna surface.
I don't know, or maybe my roof and cleared things off. Who knows? I'll have to go up there and see if everything is still the way I set it up a year ago.
All right. Very good, Brian. That's Brian, Whiskey 4 Delta Bravo Victor. He is in Northwest Wilson County. Who else north of Mount Juliet? Anybody else north? Please come in. All right. We got Slim Pickens north over to the west of Mount Juliet.
KM4YRS.
Hey, so how did you survive, man?
Well, it was a kind of a scary time. I actually had a heart attack at work on Friday and went to the hospital, had a stent, and they sent me home today. So other than being a little tired, I'm in pretty good shape.
Well, I would find that a little bit disconcerting myself, knowing how fragile my heart was.
Yeah, I had a stent right in the very, very front, I guess in the Widowmaker. But I felt better immediately after they got the stent in there.
So you hadn't had any other previous indications?
No, I had just been extremely tired all week. And I'd had a little shortness of breath and stuff, and I just kind of ignored it. And I know now I shouldn't have done that, and I won't do it again if it should reoccur. But I called my doctor, and he said, you need to go to the ER right now.
Huh. Well, let that be a warning to the wise in our group. If you have any extraordinary tiredness, chest pains, arm pain, arm numbness, get to the ER.
Well, I hope you'll be able to hear Rick tonight. He's not hearing people very well, so I'm gonna turn it back over to you, Paul, and thank you for what you do. Sorry I missed the breakfast today. I was looking forward to that.
Well, Richard told me about your condition, and he says, well, that's why I didn't make it to the breakfast. I said, well, that's not an acceptable excuse.
Yeah, I know that.
All right. Very good, Michael. I'm glad you're doing better. Hope it continues to improve, which it sounds like it is. That's Kilo Mike 4 Yankee Romeo Foxtrot in Bellshire. Who else west of Mount Juliet?
KE4 TWR portable.
I think I had a double in there, but I did have Wes. How you doing? Oh, where are you portable, Wes?
I'm downtown Nashville on HT. I'm working prom. I just stepped outside and I saw I had a full-scale signal on you.
Awesome. What? Where do they do the prom? Do the prom for Mount Juliet High downtown?
Yeah, this is the last year though, so I am on a balcony off of Music City Center. Haven't heard many stations, but you're sounding great.
Wow. What is the? How many are they graduating from Mount Juliet High School to have such a venue?
Well, it's junior senior prom. There's over 1,000 people here with parents.
Oh, they actually hold it for. They hold a prom for the junior and the seniors at the same time?
Yep. Well, I can't stay long here, but yeah, so there's a lot of people here. I just stepped outside and thought, well, hey, I've got my HT with me. I want to check in.
All right, that's cool. And you got a great signal to me. What floor are you on?
Top floor.
Oh, well, that's why. Dang. You should be good. You know, you're like almost like we'll call you the repeater chicken.
All right, I'm out, guys. KE4 TWR.
Very good, Wes. Take her easy. That was Kilo Echo 4 Tango Whiskey India on an HT at Music City Center and off a balcony somewhere. Good signal too on a handheld. In fact, it was great. I'll have to look. I wasn't watching the meter, but I'll have to look later. What? Who else we got? West, please come in.
N5 TAW.
Was that? Dang, that was KN. Give me that call one more time, please. TAW.
Roger, N5 TAW.
There we go. Okay, Roger, that's good. How you doing tonight? There might have been a double in there. Roger, are you still there? Yeah, you're a little bit up and down on that signal. Is that N5 TAW? You still there?
N5 TAW, name's David in Madison.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know where. I heard you say Roger, and I thought it confused me. Actually, how you doing, David?
Okay, sorry about that. I'm doing pretty good. Just glad I'm not downtown this weekend. I work just a few blocks over from all the festivities, and definitely avoiding that area. I'm glad it's almost over. It's been pretty crazy down there.
Yeah. Did they ever say how many people they actually had down there at that event?
I saw 200,000 the first day and 200, I guess, yesterday, and I don't know about today.
It's so hard for me to imagine 200,000 people downtown.
I've seen all the photographs, so it's probably true. Of course, they had a lot of stuff going on over at the stadium, so there's a lot of people over there. I know CMA week gets, it's not that big a number, but it's 100 plus.
Well, the reason I ask that, or I say that, I wouldn't pretend to question their judgment on how many people, but I heard that number Friday or Thursday. They said they were expecting 200,000, whatever the deal was, and so I said, "Man, that's a lot of people flying in." So I looked at BW, I looked up the airport statistics, and they had 32,000 people coming in, and their normal weekend for April is 20,000 or so, round numbers. You could look it up yourself. So I thought, well, if there's only 10 or 12,000 people over average flying in, where are all these people coming? They must be driving in because they're not coming in by plane.
Yeah, I'm sure that's right. A lot of people driving in, a lot of people local, so it's not that big a drive. I just don't like that kind of crowd. And just kind of mention what Michael said a minute ago about the stent. I had bypass surgery a couple of years ago, and that was the exact same symptoms I had. Quintuple bypass, by the way. If you're going to do it big, but exact same symptoms. If you hear or see those symptoms, get to the ER fast.
Oh, yeah, and I appreciate your input on that, David. And that's David. He's in Madison, and well, you're in Madison now, right?
Yeah, that's where I live.
Okay, very good. For some reason, I thought you said something different. No, my mother-in-law, she's in hospice with us here at the house now. She had quadruple bypass in her 70s, and then she had at some point in that arena area, she had both of her carotid arteries stripped twice for buildup of whatever it is, cholesterol or whatever that plaque or whatever they call it. And she's going on 96. So what they do successfully now with heart and arterial stuff and stents and bypasses is amazing.
Yeah, it's some crazy stuff. They thought about the stents, but they said I needed the surgery. It's scary. I'm gonna tell you, it's scary when they tell you that. It's like, oh man. But I wasn't quite in my 60s, so recovery was fast and it went real well. But when you're in your late 60s and 70s and have to go through that, it's a lot tougher. I know that because I talked to a bunch of people about it, but definitely no fun.
Oh no, nothing healthcare wise is fun. My brother had open heart surgery. Well, he had a couple of open heart surgeries in his life because he was born with a defect. And then 4 years ago, he had a heart replacement. He had a transplant down in Dallas, and successfully. And so he still seems to be doing fine. And he was only 49 or 50. But again, it amazes me that they can even do that successfully.
Yeah, they're on top of it. They got it going on. Headed over at Centennial, man, those guys were awesome. Everybody was nice and friendly.
Well, they're always nice and friendly when you're giving them tens of thousands of dollars.
You're a little low.
Well, I was just using it as multiples of tens of thousands.
Yeah, exactly.
Very good. That was David. He's in Madison, November 5 Tango Alpha Whiskey. Good signal. Another one telling us it's if you have any issues with your chest pain, tiredness, lethargy that you don't normally have, get to the ER. All right, who's up next? West of Montjuic.
Katie for OEN, Mary here, and Marty. And of course, we're glad to have our neighbor Michael back home tonight. It's good to hear he's doing so well, and glad to hear so many people checking in tonight. A lot more on West than we usually have. So good to hear you, Paul, and the rest of the gang.
Yeah, very good, Mary. Yeah, that would be. You were having some health issues in the last 2 weeks, and here Michael's trying to outdo you by going into the hospital for a couple of days himself.
Isn't that something? Just trying to outdo me.
Well, I'm glad you're better, and I'm glad he's better because I'm glad to have you on the air and glad to have you around.
Thank you so much. I definitely appreciate that. I really do. And yes, we're just thankful to hear he's good and he heeded those warnings and went on yesterday. And we all need to listen to our bodies because usually if it's something different than we're used to experiencing, it's trying to tell us something. So anyway, wish everybody a good rest of their weekend. And everybody take care and enjoy this beautiful weather we're having. And I will pass the mic over to Marty. Good night.
Very good, Mary. Marty, how you doing?
Oh, I'm doing just fine. Having a good day. And I'm so glad that Mike is going to be good.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't want to leave you out. We're glad Mary's there, and we're glad you were there too.
But thank you.
Okay, very good. That was Mary, Kilo Delta 4 Oscar Echo November, and Marty, her husband, Kilo Delta 4 Bravo Quebec Kilo, and they're both in Belshire. They live right next to, more or less, Michael. That's at KM4YRF. We just had that stent put in one of his, I guess they're the heart arteries there. I'm not real up on that stuff. I flunked out of medical school. At least in my mind I did. All right, who else we got? West, please come in. Anybody else west of Mount Juliet, please come in.
KN4TJS is trying to get you, Paul.
KN4TJF is trying to get me. I can't hear him now.
Yeah, he was afraid you wouldn't be able to.
Have him try it again.
Try again, Rick.
Yeah, for those of you on the YouTube, you can hear I had to open up the squelch, and I can hear him in there, but not very well. But I can hear him check in, and I heard his call, but very slim on the. Can't wait till that new antenna comes in. I can't wait to see the results.
Yeah, we're all excited about that.
Yeah, what did you say, Mike?
Try it again, Rick. Oh, he had car trouble. Had to get a new vehicle, so that set him back just a little bit.
Oh, I'm sure that's true. Yeah, well, you just got to make, you got to make these kind of decisions in ham radio, whether it's which is more important, the car or the antenna.
I'd say the antenna, would you?
Under some circumstances, yes. My wife will have a different opinion.
I couldn't resist that.
All righty, we had Rick in there, a little bit rough with a little bit of a relay in there. I did hear the call in there, but that was Kilo November 4 Tango Juliet Foxtrot, Rick, and he's in Ashland City. Not a great signal, but it'll get better as time rolls on here. Who else? West, please come down. Good to have you in there, Rick. Turn off all that static. Who else is out there west of Mount Juliet? Please come in.
Whiskey 4 Alpha Whiskey Echo.
I'm assuming you could hear Rick over there, John.
Yeah, I mean, tonight everything is a little noisy to me. It's, who knows, maybe it's the chlorophyll and all the tree leaves, or maybe a neighbor down
down the street just bought a used plasma set.
Maybe it's all that NFL draft people down there with security radios.
Who knows? Yeah, maybe they're just sweeping the frequencies.
I don't know. It's a lot of people though, and I personally, while I have enjoyed football, professional football over the years, off and on, and just mediocre compared to some, you won't see me getting dressed up and paying big money to go to a football game unless I have to. But what I'm going to say is, I cannot believe you can get 200,000 or 300,000 people for a draft event.
Yeah, it's not for me. I've never been much on spectator sports. I'd rather do something I can actually do. But how was the breakfast this morning?
It was good. We had about 8 people, which was kind of normal for 8. It's usually a relatively low number because we've had as many as 23 or 24 for the second Saturday, and we've only had the fourth Saturday now for a couple 3 months, and it's been a lesser number, but we had 8, and I think the highest we had was 14 or 15 for a second Saturday.
Are you trying out a new location for it now?
Yeah, it's a separate. The other one closed up, but Courtney's on the North Mount Juliet Road, which has been there for age. I don't know how long. It's probably 20 or 30 years.
Yeah, I've heard of it. I've heard some people tell me it's actually a pretty nice place. Really good food.
Yeah, it's decent. Kind of hard for me to gauge what great food. When you're having breakfast, it's off of a buffet. I don't know. Buffets are buffets. It's not made to order.
That is true.
Yeah, and but again, it was nice. I had forgotten. I was in there 5 or 6 years ago. It was the first time I was in there, and this is the second time I was in there. And they even have a nice little stage for. I guess they have a band there on weekends. I'm not sure what their deal is, but so it's kind of a nice venue. It's got it's a big place.
Have they got a separate room or a corner to accommodate us?
Oh yeah, no, it is a separate room. The room that we had today was about. We counted it up. We probably could fit about 25 people in the separate room.
Oh, well, that's really nice. I'm looking forward to seeing you at one of these pretty soon. I'm about to get caught up. At least my projection is in a couple of months. Once I get over the June hump, I should be good.
All right. Very good. That was John, Whiskey 4 Alpha Whiskey Echo. He's over in Bellevue. Good signal. Hopefully get him into breakfast one of these days. Love to see everybody to breakfast sooner or later. It's nice to see people eyeball to eyeball. And if you don't have a picture on QRZ, I don't know what anybody looks like. And in my case, that's probably good. Who else we got west of Mount Juliet? Anybody else west of Mount Juliet? Well, good. We're going for late check-ins. North, south, east, west, northeast, southeast, southwest, or northwest. Please come in.
How about south? KI4NC10.
Hey, how you doing there, David?
Oh, I tell you what, Mr. Paul, I'm doing fine. It's been another beautiful day. How about yourself?
Oh, it's been great. I didn't accomplish very much, but I had a good time.
Well, that explains about half of my life, So I have a good time anyhow.
Yeah, no, I still can't believe I've been retired. For instance, in this case, I've been retired for, it'll be 9 years in September. And I don't want to make a list of the things I should be doing, but I haven't been.
Oh, well, hey, you'll never know it in 100 years from now. Just enjoy, the fall of your life.
Well, let's hope we can. I don't know if it's a good legacy or not. I can put on my grave in another 5 or let's say 10 years. 10 years I can put in my grave. He did, let's see, how many would that be? 5, 9 times 2, 3, 1,500 Simplex Nets and put it on the gravestone.
There you go. That will be easy one to find. Mr. Paul, appreciate what you do. I did get in here late. You checked me in as a latecomer and demonstrate everybody on that. Back to you, sir.
Yeah, very good, David. I think I heard a double in there. Anybody else in there? Please come in.
That was medium power, sir.
Oh, really? You were doubling yourself?
Oh, negative. That was somebody said they could override the medium power. Or
Ah, okay, very good. Anybody else late check-in, please come in.
Kilo Mike 4, November Yankee, Bill.
See, you remember to check in.
Well, sure.
Although late, but that's good. We don't have any demerits or penalties for checking in late. How you doing, Bill?
Not too bad. Been kind of busy today, and I almost forgot totally about you. But when you're important like you can't do that.
I don't know. I don't know. You know how you find out if you're important if your own family pays any attention to you.
Not too often.
Yeah, the only one that'll even usually mind me is one of the dogs.
Mine looks at me kind of like, what do you want me to do now?
Yeah, it's funny. I love dogs. That's why I got 5 of them. You can imagine.
I got one. She's gone. We're not going to have any more.
Oh, dogs are a blessing, and you hate, it's like losing a child after 12 or 15 or so. I had several dogs that died at 17 years, and you become kind of attached to them.
Well, we've had dogs for about 50 years, and it gets pretty expensive if you want to go somewhere to leave your dog anymore.
Oh, yeah, I know that. Yeah, I had somebody watch my dog one time years ago, and I thought the girl across the street would take care, give her keys to the house, and she was going to feed the dog. And we came back after a week, or I forget how long it was, a week or 10 days, and there was about 30 piles of dog poop in the house. He didn't even bother to clean it up.
No, that isn't too good. Our neighbor gets somebody to come take care of their 3 when they're gone, and she goes out in the yard and even cleans up the doggy mess and everything.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I don't even know if I feel comfortable somebody coming in the house. We have boarded our dogs before, but with 5 dogs, it gets a little expensive.
Yes, it adds up fast.
Well, very good, Bill. Good to hear you in there. That was Kilo Mike 4, November Yankee, and he is in Murfreesboro. Glad to have you in there. Great signal as always. Anybody else late check-ins, please come in. All right, we're going for the lollygaggers, lurkers, sandbaggers, SDR donglers, and scanner listeners, and of course they have to email me. And who else? The preppers and the end time survivalists, please come in.
That's me. Check me in. W4EBX.
Which one do you want me to mark you down as?
All the above.
You almost made the procrastinators list.
Yeah. Well, I did get the groceries in.
Oh, that's right. You were mobile. No wonder you had trouble getting back out there. Yeah, it was good to see you at the breakfast this morning.
Yeah, it was a good time. Everybody's got something in common to talk about.
Oh, yeah, and stuff that's other stuff, too. It doesn't always... In fact, one of the guys, Jim, when he brought his wife, and his wife was pleasingly surprised that everything that hams talk about is not radios and antennas.
Oh, I know it. We throw in a few more subjects.
Oh, yeah. No, it's, I guess that's the beauty of it. I mean, if it was all just technical stuff, radios and antennas and feed lines and towers, I'm not saying ham radio would be boring, but it wouldn't be as much fun.
That's true. We got to throw in something else. Well, thanks for doing that. W4EBX.
Yeah, very good. That was Eddie. It was originally started out just before the net, talking from the Walmart parking lot, and which is just about a quarter mile east of me, through the trees here, over across the Chrysler dealer, and then he ended up at home after he got the groceries home, and almost 9 o'clock. So we got to move on. But that was Eddie, Whiskey 4 Echo Bravo X-ray. Any other check-ins late or otherwise? Very good. And we're moving on to the buy, sell, swap, and swindle net. Does anybody have anything they are trying to unload? Yeah, John, are you still trying to unload that FT 991?
Yes, I've still got a shack in the box ready to go.
Yep, and that was, hit me again so I don't see it right. It was 700 and even?
750 for a new FT991.
Yeah, very good. That's a Yaesu FT991, and that's with John, Whiskey 4 Alpha Whiskey Echo. His email is on QRZ, and that's for an FT991, which is a all mode, all band. And when we say all band, it's 160 through 2 meters, plus it has Yaesu Fusion. Am I not correct on that?
160 through 6 meters plus 2 meters and 70 centimeters.
Yeah, with the Yaesu Fusion, isn't it?
Yeah, Yaesu Fusion, AM, FM, SSB, every mode on every band.
I got you. Very good. Yeah, again, FT991, $750. A great radio for a really great price. It's really new in box, even though it has been opened, started up, refreshed, and updated in the software. So you're getting a great radio there. And again, it's John, Whiskey 4 Alpha Whiskey Echo. Anybody else got anything that you're trying to sell or want to buy? Nothing to sell or buy. Again, FT991, $750. One more time, anybody got anything that wants to buy or wants to sell? Well, good. We're moving over to the next portion of the net, which is the sideband on 144.240. 144.240. Just want to make sure everybody knows, and it's upper sideband on 2 meters, of course, 144.240. And I'm going to go over there right about now. 73 to the net. We had 24 check-ins, which is a nice average number for us. And we'll move over to that net. You guys have a great night on 2 meters, and we'll see everybody on 2 meters sideband. K4PEW. All righty, already had it preset. 144.240 upper sideband. This is Kilo 4 Papa Echo Whiskey and sideband portion of that. Who is south of 40? Please come in. East of Mount Juliet, then. Hey, Earl, I got you in there. You sound pretty good. Good copy. Who else we got east of Mount Juliet? Up to the north, then, north of Mount Juliet. Anybody north of Mount Juliet? Anybody west of Mount Juliet? We're getting pretty slim here, John. So far, there's 3 of us. All right, I got you in there, John. That's Whiskey 4 Alpha, Whiskey Echo. Who else west of Mount Juliet? All right, we'll start back around. Anybody else from the south, east, or north? Please come in. KM4VB8. Hey, how you doing? Had you checked in on sideband before? I don't remember.
Yes, I did. This is the 3rd time.
Okay, I just very good, Dan. Glad to have you. Your signal, of course, is great to me. Almost sounds like you're on FM.
Yeah, I was going to tell you too. Courtney's has a big Sunday breakfast going with the after church group.
Oh, I'll bet they do. Yeah. Well, today was kind of slim, wouldn't you say?
It's typical of what I've seen.
Okay, very good. Hold on. Let me see. We got anybody else in there, north, south, east, or west on the sideband portion of the Simplex in there? Please come in. North, south, east, or west? We're down to 4 people. But anybody else? K4PEW. Well, nothing heard. We'll stay with what we got. That's Kilo 4 Papa Echo Whiskey. It's me, Paul. And then behind that is over on, we got Earl over near Noreen, east of Cedars of Lebanon, Kilo Echo 4 Delta Echo Zulu. Good signal out of down there in the far reaches of the Wilson County. Then we've got John, Whiskey 4 Alpha Whiskey Echo over in Bellevue, and then Dan here over near Providence Marketplace, Kilo Mike 4 Victor Alpha here. So we got nobody else. That's all we got. I know a couple of people are out of town, so I'm familiar with that. And a couple of people aren't home, so I know that what's going on. So we normally have half a dozen or 8 or so, but good enough. Appreciate Earl and John and Dan being in there, and we hope to catch you next Saturday on Sideband. You guys have a great night. K4P.